Namaskar. Welcome to Vision of Asia. I'm Kala Shankar. Thanks for joining us this Sunday morning. We have quite a few news stories, so let's get right to them. The Vaishnav Youth Convention was held on July 6th to the 8th. It began with Katha by Pooja Ramesh Bhai Oja. Katha preceded Shobha Yatra on June 29th. Chairman of Parekh Worldwide Media at ITV Gold, Padma Shri Dr. Sudhir Parekh spoke at the convention. Here are some highlights of that event.
समापन के बाद भी दिव्य और भव्य कार्यक्रमों की स्मृति से मन प्रसन्न रहता है। आइए आज के कार्यक्रम की शुरुआत हम इस विशेष आयोजन के उद्घाटन समारोह की कुछ
સત્સંગ ઉપલબ્ધ છે, પણ એમાં એ સત્સંગ શ્રવણ કરવાની ઈચ્છા કેટલા લોકોમાં છે? જ્યાં સુધી તમારા હૃદયના અંદર ભગવદ કાર્ય કરવાની કે ભગવદ કથા કરવાની કે ભગવદ સેવા કરવાની ઈચ્છા કે રુચિ પ્રગટ થતી નથી, ત્યાં સુધી હજી માનજો કે પ્રભુની વિશેષ કૃપા તમારા પર થઈ નથી. જે દિવસે સત્સંગ શ્રવણ કરવાની ઈચ્છા, रुचि અને પ્રીતિ જન્મે ત્યારે સમજો ये मेरे प्रभु की विशेष कृपा. અને એ કૃપા જેનું ભગવાન વરણ કરે એના પર જ થઈ શકે, કારણ કે સત્સંગના માધ્યમથી ભગવાન એ જીવને સદવિચાર આપે છે, જેના પરિણામ સ્વરૂપે સત્કર્મ એ કરી શકે છે.
તો થેન્ક યુ એચઆર શાહ. હવે હું આપણા બીજા મીડિયા પાર્ટનર પદ્મશ્રી સુધીરભાઈ પરીખને આમંત્રિત કરું છું કે સૌનું સ્વાગત કરે. સુધીરભાઈ પરીખ.
પરમ પૂજ્ય જય જય શ્રી પૂજ્ય આચાર્ય ભાઈશ્રી, વૈષ્ણવજનો અને ખાસ તો દીપકભાઈ, ડૉક્ટર સરજુભાઈ અને એમની ટીમ, બધાને ખાસ અભિનંદન કે તેમને અમારા માટે આ ઓપોર્ચ્યુનિટી આપી અને આજે શ્રી ને અને આચાર્ય ભાઈશ્રીને આજે અહીંયા આપણને સાંભળવાનો લાવો મળ્યો. આચાર્ય ભાઈશ્રી ખરેખર હું ઘણો ભાગ્યશાળી છું કે આજથી 25 વર્ષ પહેલાં હિન્દુ એન્સાયક્લોપીડિયા માટે આપ જ્યારે આવ્યા હતા ત્યારે હું મુખ્ય યજમાન હતો અને મુનિજી સાથે આપણે 25 વર્ષમાં હિન્દુ એન્સાયક્લોપીડિયા પબ્લિશ કર્યું. જય શ્રી. આજથી 10 વર્ષ પહેલાં બરોડામાં તમે યુથની એક મોટી સભા ગેધરિંગ કર્યું હતું ત્યારે પણ આઈ વોઝ ફોર્ચ્યુનેટ ટુ કમ એન્ડ ગેટ યોર બ્લેસિંગ. અને હું હંમેશા માનું છું કે કોઈ બી ધર્મને ચાલુ રાખવામાં આગળ વધારવા માટે યુથને ઇન્વોલ્વ કરવા જ પડે. વિધાઉટ યંગસ્ટર, વિધાઉટ સેકન્ડ જનરેશન એમ્પાવરમેન્ટ ફોર ધ રિલિજન or our Vaishnav teaching and thinking, our Vaishnav thinking cannot be last too long. So really, Jai Shri, બધા વૈષ્ણવ તરફથી હું ખાસ તમારો આભાર માનું છું. અને I own as a part of the community service 4 weekly newspaper and 1 24/7 TV channel. અને એ તમારી જ છે અને તમે જે પણ એ પ્લેટફોર્મનો ઉપયોગ કરી શકો અને કરો તો અમને ઘણો આનંદ થશે. અને આપણે બધા જ ફરી એકવાર જય શ્રી અને આચાર્ય સાહેબને તાળીઓથી વધાવી લઈએ. જય શ્રી કૃષ્ણ.
દ્વિતીય ઇન્ટરનેશનલ વલ્લભ વૈષ્ણવ કન્વેન્શન અને શ્રીમદ ભાગવત કથા સપ્તાહનું આયોજન ખૂબ સુંદર રીતે શુભારંભ થયો. પરમપૂજ્ય ગોસ્વામી 108 શ્રી વ્રજરાજકુમારજીની અધ્યક્ષતામાં આ પ્રોગ્રામની શરૂઆત થઈ છે. આજે પૂજ્ય ભાઈશ્રી પણ આજે આ પ્રોગ્રામમાં હાજર રહી અને હવે કથાની શુભ શરૂઆત કરે છે.
અને ખૂબ આનંદની વાત છે કે આજે આ ઉત્સવ જેમ રમેશભાઈએ કીધું તેમ ખૂબ સરસ રીતે શરૂઆત થઈ છે, રજૂઆત થઈ છે.
The Chief Minister of Gujarat, Vijay Rupani, gave an award to Parekh Worldwide Media and ITV Gold Chairman Dr. Sudhir Parekh recently. Here are some highlights from that event.
પ્રકલ્પ લીધો છે મળતું રહ્યું છે એ આદરણીય વર્ષો.
Also, I'm proud to say that
and physician. The American recipient of 3 of the most prestigious Indian affairs to honorize. Honor celebrates the rich 6 presidents, many senators received the Ellis Island Medal of Honor.
Also, I'm proud to say that I was one of the
અહીં ઉપસ્થિત દેવીઓ અને સજ્જનો, હું આપને બહુ ખૂબ માનું.
उस दर्पण में जिस मूर्ति को दिखना है वो मूर्ति भी बहुत अच्छी होनी.
माननीय मंत्री श्री ईश्वर सिंह पटेल, अखिल भारतीय साहित्य परिषद and dear friends, forged close ties between Government of India and USA. Also, I'm proud to say that I was one of the core committee members.
જેમનું આજે આપણે બધાએ સરસ મજાનું સન્માન કર્યું છે એવા ડૉક્ટર સુધીરભાઈ પરીખ. સૌપ્રથમ તો આપણા બધા વતી ડૉક્ટર સુધીરભાઈ પરીખને સંસ્કૃતિ સન્માન આજે આપણે બધાએ એમનું સન્માન કર્યું છે. ભગવાનને પ્રાર્થના કરું છું કે હજુ પણ દરેક ક્ષેત્રમાં એમની સેવાઓ ખૂબ સમાજને મળે અને વધુને વધુ આરોગ્ય ક્ષેત્રે, સાહિત્ય ક્ષેત્રે, પત્રકારિત્વના ક્ષેત્રે અને ભારતના લોકોને ખૂબ સારી મદદ કરતા રહે અને જીવનમાં બીજાને ઉપયોગી થવા માટેની જે એમને ભેખ ધારણ કર્યું છે અને ખૂબ સક્રિયતાપૂર્વક અમેરિકા બેઠા ભારતના લોકોની, ગુજરાતના લોકોની ચિંતા કરે છે, એ સેવાકીય કામમાં એમને ખૂબ શક્તિ ઈશ્વર પ્રદાન કરે અને લોકોની ખૂબ સેવા કરે તેવી આપણા બધા વખતે શુભેચ્છા પાઠવું છું. સાહિત્ય પરિષદે જે આ કાર્યક્રમ કરીને એક યોગ્ય સન્માન યોગ્ય વ્યક્તિનું એ કરવા માટે પણ આયોજકોને પણ ખૂબ અભિનંદન આપું છું. ગુજરાતમાં પણ 71 થી વધુ સ્કૂલો સ્થાપી છે. સાથે સાથે ઘણી બહેનોને રોજગારી આપી છે અને આરોગ્ય ક્ષેત્રે લાખો લોકોને એ મદદરૂપ થયા છે. ભારત સરકારે પણ એમને પદ્મશ્રીનો ઇલકાબ આપ્યો છે. સન્માન એ વ્યક્તિ કરતા એમના કાર્યોનું થતું હોય છે. જ્યાં મદદની આવશ્યકતા છે ત્યાં મદદ કરવી, એટલે કે છેવાડાના માનવી, અને એમાં પણ પ્રાયોરિટીમાં આરોગ્ય અને શિક્ષણ, આ બંને બાબતો ઉપર એમને જે કોન્સન્ટ્રેશન કર્યું છે એવા કાર્યોનું આજે સન્માન થઈ રહ્યું છે. જુદી રીતે કહું તો સુધીરભાઈને ઈશ્વરે આ કામ માટે નિમિત્ત બનાવ્યા છે. એ નિમિત્ત બનાવ્યા છે ત્યારે એ સારા કામનું આજે આપણે બધા ભેગા મળીને એમની સારા કામોને આપણે સન્માનિત કર્યા છે.
The 36th annual API convention was held this year in Columbus, Ohio. API recognizes the achievements of individuals as well as advancements in the field of healthcare. Panels and discussions were held and special guests include politicians, world peace leaders, Bollywood actors and other prominent leaders of the South Asian community.
I've been following and seeing how API is not only taking care of the health of people, but is also working and engaging in very actively in the development of villages and taking care of water, sanitation, and many other health issues. So the natural medicine, yoga and meditation, and of course the allopathy, all these systems cannot afford to be fanatic.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for coming to our 36th annual API convention. I am greatly honored and privileged to be the chair of the Women's Forum this year. On behalf of my API colleagues, I would like to welcome you to the Women's Forum.
You have to live life in excellence in all that you do. So excellence has to be a habit. And so I trusted myself in that I would maintain and even do better in the things that matter at home and also in my professional career.
And if I feel that if I can do it, any woman can do it. It is all about the strengths and weaknesses which you work on. If you start focusing on your weaknesses, it becomes counterproductive. So what my message to women these days is, just focus on your strength, work on it, and you will achieve whatever you want to achieve.
The other part of this that is so important is that it's important that we have diversity in representation in Washington, D.C. Our children should be able to look at that composite of the Senate and of the House and say, I could be there someday. Look, there are people that look like me that represent my community, my family values, what I've grown up with.
And it's so important because I didn't have that growing up. And I want all of our children to know that. I want my kids to know that. I want your kids to know that.
We don't need external factor to motivate us. And one lesson I learned from all the speakers is, if we have vision, any mission, carry the ball, don't drop the ball, carry it all the way to the end, and success will be yours.
सर्वे भवन्तु सुखिनः, सर्वे सन्तु निरामय, सर्वे भद्राणि पश्यन्तु, मा कच्चित् दुःख भाग् भवेत्. You have all contributed enormously to the human welfare, selflessly. And you have the most, so you become the most sought after member of the society. We are indeed very proud of you, that your contribution as an Indian medical professionals. Also, it's lovely to see so many Indian brothers and sisters in different profession also doing so well. And the way they teach their children our Indian culture and tradition to them, and making them realize about India, what is the motherland is all about. Being here, doing such good work, at the same time, deep-rooted to our country also. It's a wonderful feeling I get.
हेमा जी, आपका बहुत ही स्वागत है और आपको क्या कैसा लगेगा आपका डॉक्टर सेलेक्टेड?
हमेशा हैप्पी के बहुत अच्छे रहता है. मैं 2-3 बार इनके लिए आई हूँ. ऑलवेज वंडरफुली ऑर्गेनाइज प्रोग्राम्स होता है. अभी इस बार भी इसीलिए बुलाया तो मैं वहाँ दिल्ली में होते हुए भी यहाँ पे आई हूँ. और थैंक्स टू यू फॉर मेकिंग इट हैपन. I'm really happy to meet all the people in Columbus. I've been here before also, but still I know the people shower so much love and affection towards me. I can never forget it. It's always there in my heart.
Very happy, very delighted to meet such successful Indian women today. Very happy to see that Indians are doing well, not only in India, but everywhere and anywhere, wherever they go, especially when it comes to the Indian women.
Join me in appreciating our sponsors. We'll be right back after these messages, so stay with us. The non-profit civil rights organization South Asians Leading Together, or SALT, as it is commonly referred to, advocates for the community. The executive director of SALT, Suman Raghunathan, recently sat down for a conversation with Aditi Lamba about the Supreme Court's upholding of the president's travel ban. Suman spoke about the issues facing the South Asian diaspora in the U.S., which includes immigration and race. Here's some excerpts from that conversation.
As we continue to move forward as a nation, many of us, are continuing to move forward with lawsuits to actually push back against the Muslim ban. There's legislation that would essentially make sure that no federal money or funding could go toward implementing the ban. And I think we at the community level have to continue to make sure that we stand strong and united against the impact of the ban, because what I can tell you that will absolutely come next.
And how has the country come this far? We are in 2018, and right now we are talking about people being banned just because of their race. This is the United States of America.
Yeah, well, we just went back a good 50 years. right?
You think so?
I do, because the 1965 Civil Rights Act was followed by the 1965 Immigration and Nationality Act that literally opened up the doors of this country to individuals from Asia,
Right.
from Africa, from Latin America, right, who had previously been barred from coming into the U.S. Before the 1965 Immigration and Nationality Act, my parents would not have been able to come to this country,
That's
right?
true, yeah.
And so by virtue of closing that door back again to individuals from a huge swath of the country, right? By banning Muslims, you are attempting to ban 3 billion people from coming to the U.S., right? And so that's what I mean by going back
Right.
to a place that we thought we had overcome more than 50 years ago. And the message that it sends is incredibly troubling. And we also know, finally, that the justification that the president has provided for this ban, and it is absolutely an idea of the president and his administration.
Of course,
right?
yeah.
The idea is that in the name of national security, quote unquote, we need to ban these individuals. The reality is that there are far more people who are white supremacists who have actually committed terrorist acts. Timothy McVeigh was a white supremacist. Dylan Roof was a white supremacist. And the number of individuals who have been killed on American soil by white supremacists far, far outpaces this misguided idea, which is nothing more than an idea, that Muslims, by virtue of their religion, are a threat to American national security. And so the message of division and of exclusion that the Muslim ban sends is not only troubling, it's incorrect. And it will only serve to further diminish this country's reputation and take us further away from our core values.
The separation of children is huge, and we were even told that by advocates that affects the Punjabi community massively as well.
That's right.
Seeking asylum, people that did move from India or other regions to Latin America. When you're seeing all of this, and then you see, you know, another statement come out where they want to reunite the families now, they're going back on their word, going back and forth, Suman. What does this even mean? What is really happening?
Let me be very clear that it was not going back and forth. The issuing of the executive order from the White House was not about reuniting families, right? We moved from a family separation policy to a family jailing policy. So it means little to, and it's certainly not much of an improvement to make a commitment on the part of the administration, which is scrambling to implement that executive order, to simply commit to putting mothers and children together in jails. And that does nothing to address the actual broken nature of our immigration system.
Right.
The reality is that you are still putting children as young as a few months old in detention centers. Often they lack medical care, their mothers are distraught, and by virtue of targeting children and families, this administration is sending a strong and very troubling message.
Right.
And essentially, at its core, this effort is about dehumanizing those who are seeking solace and refuge and protection in this country. What kind of a message does that send? Both to those who are already in this country, as well as those who might be seeking protection in the nation of freedom, values, and equality. That promise no longer exists in this country.
And my question to all of that is that when you do have an immigration system, which everyone has talked about over the years, that there are a lot of issues with it.
Yeah.
When you've had an immigration which has somehow let illegal immigrants into this country, which have lived here for years, and it is happening, why are they not trying to somehow sustain that and really try to control immigration properly?
Number one, we only call them undocumented folks, right? And so because we believe really fundamentally that no human being is illegal.
Right.
The second piece is that don't believe the fake news, right? The number of unauthorized individuals who are trying to come into the US are at historic lows. The number of people who are attempting to cross the southern border are at some of the lowest numbers we have ever seen. There is not an invasion. There is not an influx of outsiders. There is not an influx of lawbreakers attempting to come to this country. It is nothing but the rhetoric coming from this administration that is seeking to inspire individuals to action in this country by fear.
The Indian Consulate is organizing a series of cultural events to promote India's culture and art throughout the tri-state area. Renowned classical Odissi dancer Padma Shri Madhavi Mugdal and her team of dancers performed at the consulate recently. Take a look.
Today we had the third in the series of Baithaks. Baithak was conceived originally to be a platform for, informal platform for Indian classical music. But today I think Madhavi Mudgal and her disciples has given a new dimension to Baithak. I am so happy ITV is covering this event. I would encourage ITV to become a partner in promoting Indian classical dance and music. And what a performance today. I think everybody has a big smile on their face and everybody was elated. Fantastic selections of pieces, Abhinay, Pallavi and Mangalacharan. It started with Mangalacharan. Scintillating pieces, very beautiful, very uplifting, and I think that is what is the objective of Baithak. And I invite all the viewers of ITV to join us, come to the consulate whenever Baithak is held, and if not, then of course you can see us through ITV.
The next piece is an Abhinay piece. As you all know that Indian dance is too very distinct aspect, one that you saw just now. Abstract movements, but there is a very definite design in terms of the tala structure. And if one relishes those, if one can see those designs happening, there's a lot of other kind of appreciation that you can have if you really understand the tal structure. But you don't have to. Just the rhythm has its own appeal. Abhinaya, I think, is the soul of Indian classical dance and is probably unique to any dance in the world. And this text, written in the 12th century, called the Gita Govinda, is the soul of Odissee's Abhinaya. It was written in the 12th century, and it's believed that it was written by the poet Jayadev for his wife to dance in the temple. So it is written for dance.
The annual Heritage of India Festival will be held on July 22nd in Westchester, New York this year.
CAW organization is located in Westchester County, which is upstate New York, about 20-30 miles north of New York City.
Right.
But we welcome everybody from the tri-state areas for the Heritage of India Festival, as well as for all our programs that are held throughout the year. So one of the key programs that we try to do is attract people at every age group and of every background, and not just some Indians, but even Americans if they wish to participate. For example, we wanted to spread the idea and knowledge of the Festival of Holi. So we held it at a park, and we invited Indians, Americans, all the local companies and their families to come and play with colors with us. Now, who doesn't like playing with colors, right? Every month we also hold Senior Citizen Day, but at the same time we have some certain programs that are typically meant for youth. For example, we'll take them on slides or some kind of an event where they can actually swing on any of the opportunities that are given for them to be more physical, because in the months of January kids don't get to play outside. We also have, going throughout the rest of the festivals of India, we also have Navratri. We actually hold it twice. The front end of Navratri, the 9 nights, as well as the back end of Navratri, we hold a festival by booking a auditorium or a school gymnasium. We have annual Diwali banquet. So we're trying to attract people from all over Westchester, as well as now the word has spread so much that we've started attracting people from the tri-state area.
This time again, on Sunday, August 5th, you're expecting around 10,000?
We are. The local county parks department helps us arrange for parking facilities. So there's somebody there always to help you out.
So parking is free, and admission is free.
Admission is free.
It's a fun day family event. It starts from 12:30 and goes on till 6:30 p.m. Usha Kapoor, tell us, there are a lot of arts and crafts, mehndi demos, food bazaar.
Yes, we have a lot of arts and craft. We have a lot of children's activities. We do the Rakhi making, the kite making, paintings, and we may also have a clown over there for the children. And there's a lot of activity. And recently we held also a talent show for the kids, where we had about 300 kids there participated, and which was a very big. And we also had the game truck, which was one of the most popular thing that we had for the children.
Younger children.
From Westchester or some other place are watching, they want to be part of it. What do they do?
Well, we have a system that they have to apply. They have to, and then we are choreographed by the teacher or the school's teachers. They will come.
So we don't do any auditing, because the idea is to promote as many kids to participate. So people will just send in an entry form, and by the way, if there is an entry fee, we actually return the fee back to the teachers at the end of the show. We just want a commitment from them that they'll come to the kids. But typically all our programs usually are free of charge.
And so, Mr. Shah, tell us, people love to see what music is and, what are we showing, because, a lot of people just move towards that.
Right.
So is it at a special time in the evening?
No, it's going on all day.
as you know, the music is a universal language. Everybody loves music. There is no barriers to the music, whether you're American or Indian or Russian. Everybody understands music. So this year's theme, we have selected music and the musical instruments.
I see.
So we are going to showcase all the instruments, Indian instruments, on the stage. And also we're going to have singing and dancing, all the dance. So as part of the singing, as you know, there are different kind of singing going on, different ragas and everything. And as far as the music, we have northern music, which is the Hindustani music, and then we have Carnatic music, is the South Indian music. So we're going to have presentation from all different kind of musics.
You are watching Vision of Asia. It's time for a short break, but the program continues right after this. Pakistani-American actor Shayan Khan spoke to us about how a struggling film industry in his home country is trying to make a comeback.
I've had a very good response from the audience in Pakistan, and as
Right.
you know, that our film got screened in the second Pakistani Film Festival as well.
Right.
We released in Pakistan on Eid al-Fitr, then we came to the UK, the US, and some of my team went to Canada.
मैं तो जा रहा हूँ अपनी गर्लफ्रेंड आयशा के घर उसके बाप से रिश्ता मांगने अपना।
अबे शादी बड़े होकर करते हैं, बड़ा हो जा फिर कर।
आयशा!
Abdul Qadir, machinist.
Hey.
और कितनी लड़कियों को इस तरह बचा चुके हो?
Well, let's just say you're not the first.
That I'm going to be your last.
Is this definitely a very Pakistani, like South Asian, catered, South Asian centered movie?
Na Bain Na Barati is not completely, like, I wouldn't say it's completely a Pakistani film. It's all South Asian, anyone that's from our culture, right? Like with the strict traditions and,
Right.
and things like that. So the film's more about the gap between the parents and the children. You know, the girls want to get married to the groom of their choice. The parents want them to marry a doctor, a lawyer, an engineer.
आपके सिवा मैं किसी और के बारे में सोच भी नहीं सकती।
जिंदगी भर आपको एक मुफ्त मैकेनिक मिल रहा था, बिल्कुल फ्री।
ओह अच्छा, तो मेरी बेटी का हाथ मांगने आया है तू। मैंने उसके लिए एक बड़ा अच्छा रिश्ता तलाश कर लिया।
It's all about that guy trying to get that girl.
You know, there's two other characters, but this guy kind of like, he's in the bind to get married, and he kind of brings everybody into his problem.
Right.
So he has an older brother, which is played by Mikhail Zulfikar, a very veteran actor from Pakistan. He's played in Bollywood, he's done other stuff. So he's also one of the leads in the film. So what happens is, my character, whose name is Zahid, he goes out and asks the girl's father for marriage, and obviously you know what happens at that point, right? The father's like, you're never gonna get this, right?
Right.
And then he goes to his brother, help me out, blah, blah, blah. So the film's name is Na Bain Na Barati. Na Bain Na Barati का मतलब है कि कोई बारात में भी कोई नहीं आया. There's no fanfare, no guest, शादी हो रही है.
अरे अब्बा हुजूर.
शोर ना मचाना,
क्या यार भाई?
ना हो जाए, शोर ना मचाना, बिक्रीक ना हो जाए।
आयशा, तू सैड सॉन्ग गा बेटे, सैड सॉन्ग।
भाई अगर आपने मेरी बात नहीं सुनी ना, तो मैं अपनी जान पे खेल जाऊंगा।
तुम्हारी छोटी बेटी तुम्हारा मुंह काला करने पे तुली हुई है।
अरे क्या है ये लड़की?
प्लीज मेरी बात तो सुनो।
मैंने तुम्हारी कोई बात नहीं सुनी।
तो भाग के शादी करने के अलावा और कोई रास्ता?
निकाह तो हो के रहेगा.
बस साले जाहिद की पेंटिंग करनी है.
उस्ताद, ऐसा लगता है आपके अरमानों में पानी फिरने वाले हैं।
यहाँ जी कह लो उस्ताद जी, आपका अरमान पानी में डूब गया।
क्या डायलॉग बाजी कर रहे हो? फिल्म बन रही है क्या? सीधा सीधा क्यों नहीं कहते कि मेरी आयशा किसी और की होने वाली है?
everything that's happening politically in this country, just in the US, being a Pakistani American actor and having that release and getting that appreciation, do you think that speaks volume for a Pakistani Muslim identity in this country?
Yes, you know, and that's our goal, right? The reason that we're doing this, the reason we're in filmmaking is because we want to improve the image of the Pakistani youth. You know, we being in America, being kind of like typecasted, having a stereotypical kind of, oh, he's Pakistani, you know, kind
Right.
of. So we want to improve that.
Next couple of years, if I was to ask you, do you see yourself doing a lot more movies overseas back home, or would you see yourself coming back over here and producing more content over here for the audiences, predominant audience over here?
You know, I think I'm going to be doing a lot of stuff over here. I do want to support Pakistani cinema.
Right.
That's kind of where my goal started. So I'm going to do some Pakistani stuff, but I'm also going to do Hollywood stuff.
Telugu actress and producer Praveena Paruchari spoke to ITV Gold about her upcoming movie Kantara Palam.
He's not just, I think, a Telugu actor anymore. He's done a significant body of work that he's becoming a more national actor and maybe even soon international actor. He's presenting our film. You know, he's a son of Mr. Suresh Babu, and they run Suresh Productions, and so he's actually presenting our film, which is a huge honor. I mean,
Wow.
his one tweet, I think, brought more attention to our film than anything else.
ఫస్ట్ టైం నువ్వు మా వైన్ షాప్ వచ్చావా ఆ రోజు నేను చూసి పడిపోయా
సుందరం నీ చొక్కా చాలా బాగుంది రాణి రంగు నాకు చాలా ఇష్టం
రే వెళ్ళి చదువుకోండిరా లేదా ఏదైనా పని చేసుకోండి నాశనం అయిపోతాం
మేడం మీ పేరు ఏదో అన్నారు
हमको तेलुगु नहीं आता है
హిందీ వాళ్ళ
ఆవిడంటే ఇష్టం అంటున్నావు మరి పెళ్లి చేసుకోవడం ఏంట్రా నొప్పి నీకు
నా పెళ్లి గురించి మీ పంచాయతీ ఏంటండి
నీ గురించి పంచాయతీ కాక మా నట్టుగాడు వచ్చాడని ముద్దు పెట్టుకుంటారా ఏంట్రా
Tell us information about the movie. What is this movie about? Why is it so important to keep this movie so real?
So it's an independent film, right? You know, there's a culture of independent films in the Western world where you're kind of working outside of the big budget, but it's really not that existent in the Telugu film industry. I mean, I can't speak for others. I know there's the Hindi film industry or Bollywood is kind of bridging that gap right now, but definitely not really existent in the Telugu film industry. So as an independent producer working outside of the industry with no contacts, I had a limited budget, and then I came across this director who also was kind of thinking outside the box. And he had this story. He didn't grow up in Kanchirapalam, but he lived there for a significant amount of time, and he felt like there was a lot of stories to be told there.
Right.
And for whatever his reason was, he wanted to shoot by training the actual residents of it. I don't know where he got that idea from, but he just felt like there were a lot of stories to tell there, and there's nobody else that could really portray those emotions more than the people there. And historically, he told me that when he looked into that town, that it had a past of being very theatrical, that it came from a culture of having like the town itself had a lot of dramas and a lot of art ingrained within their own locality or the town. And so he wanted to cast them specifically. And to me, of course, coming from America, it reminded me of Meera Nair. Right? She went to Bombay, and I mean, she's one of my absolute role models. And she trained the local children and cast them.
Exactly.
So you know, so I think that was one of the first ideas that he and I clicked.
How was it being an American, going from here and giving that ode to your culture?
It was very odd. So I grew up here. As you might know, there weren't a lot of Indians at one point in America, and most, just like every other immigrant family, I think they kept on watching films in a way to stay in touch with their roots. So my parents loved Indian films, and every weekend they would watch Telugu films. And so I kind of grew up on a steady diet of Indian films. And I don't think I watched an American film till I was in high school or in college. And so those memories just stick. So why did I go back to Andhra? Honestly, it wasn't necessarily because of any particular nationality or nationalism or anything like that. It's just that music, that language is very dear to me. You know, when I'm stressed out or dull or sad, I found myself reaching out to Telugu music. It moves me more than American music. I love American music, I love French music, I love Spanish music, but it's Telugu music and Telugu films that just give me a sense of like okay, you know, it's okay. It gives me a chance to relax.
So Praveena, when you are now, going through the whole process of the movie being released, you have many beautiful opinions on this Telugu industry and how it's growing. When you now look at your future, especially on the production side, as a producer who is also in the US, what kind of projects do you think you will take up in the future? Is there anything in the pipeline that we could know about?
Well, the success of this project, well, once again, I'm not going to be hasty. We'll see when it's released.
Yes.
I have enjoyed the process thoroughly, and I think it's a part of my own personality that I like exploring besides the medicine part of it. And in the future, I'd like to continue producing more films, more innovative films, kind of, keep people guessing in the Telugu film industry. But on a bigger picture, so I've done the acting thing, I've done the producing thing. I think for my immediate future, I'd like to direct.
A great humanitarian, spiritual leader, and philosopher, Dada Viswani left his mortal frame at the age of 99 on July 12th in Pune. Dada Viswani was an educator as well and had authored over 150 books on spirituality as well as other topics. The Sadhu Viswani Mission had been planning a big 100th birthday celebration next month on August 2nd.
तुम्हें भगवान कहूँ, तुम्हें प्यार कहूँ या मेरे प्राण कहूँ, मेरा दिल तो कहे मैं तुम्हें भगवान कहूँ। दादा प्यारे दादा, दादा प्यारे दादा।
We appreciate your encouraging responses for the new initiatives undertaken by ITV Gold. We're glad that our extensive coverage is a source of additional joy and satisfaction for you. Do email details about events to us at events@itvgold.com. Do join us next week at the same time on ITV Gold for our Sunday edition of Vision of Asia, a voice of the community. Until we meet again, have a great week ahead. I'm Kala Shankar. Namaste.